Triumph of power. What does he say? He's facing his own death. He says, Lord, receive my spirit. Oh, that we all go out that way. When we're faced with impending death, Lord, I'm just stepping over the line here. I'm just ready to meet you because I know my work's done. And that's the kind of power in living that these guys probably made an impact on that guy holding those jackets there on Saul, who would later go on to be Paul. He's going to see this power, not a shrinking back from, oh, what did I get myself? Let's talk about this, guys. Lord, receive my spirit. But also a triumph of grace. Because what is he remembered for saying? Lord, don't charge this sin against him. So he's got this attitude of forgiveness towards his enemies. Don't charge this against them. So we have a triumph of power and a triumph of grace. And we talk about this as being communion with Jesus because it's almost, again, verbatim for what Jesus said. Lord, forgive them, for they know not what they do. To the Roman soldiers that are nailing him to the cross. Lord, into thy hands I commend my spirit. These are the same words that Jesus put on the cross. So we have this similarity. So this is a quote. It's across 2 slides. I want to throw it up here for you. It's from G. Campbell. And it says, yet Jesus never spoke of death in the terms in which men speak of death. When he spoke of death, he spoke of it as an exodus, as something he could accomplish, as something in the presence of which he said with defiant authority, I lay down my life, that I might take it again. No one take it away from me, but I lay it down of myself. He suffered in its presence because of the infinite mystery of its pain, death, that is. Yet seeing through, he approached it with the tread of a victor. Now he turns to Stephen. Now his servant went out of the city. The brutal stones rained on him. He was dying. And in the final agony, he spoke of death, not as something mastering him, but as an experience in which he was able to commit his spirit to another. This was the triumph of perfect fellowship with Christ. And I think that's really a story of Stephen, is that as he got put on this eternal stage that we'd be reading about 2,000 years later, that fellowship with Christ really just came out. I mean, the words were the same. The attitude was the same. The actions were the same. And I think that's the message that's the takeaway from us, is that as we push closer to the Lord, and as situations come where we need him more, we'll begin to look more like him. It's the reason that they were called little Christians, because they looked like Christ. And that's a challenge for us. How much do our lives model Christ? We can't control the situations that come at us, but do we meet them with an attitude pushing close to the Holy Spirit? This last thought. Jesus on the right hand of God. We have it from Stephen, and we have it from the Lord himself talking to Pilate. Anybody notice a difference in the 2 accounts? We'll break it down. Jesus said, behold, you'll see the Son of Man sitting on the right hand of God the Father. And when Stephen sees Jesus, what does he say? Behold, I see the Son of Man standing. Sitting. And this is not for Ryan, so don't get... I'm not smart enough to come up for this stuff. But sitting. And that's his role, Jesus' role as the priest of the order of Aaron. Moses' brother-in-law, Aaron. The Levitical priesthood. The priesthood that once a year would go into the Holy of Holies, get on the whole get-up, and sprinkle blood, and make atonement for all the people, for the sin of the people. And in that regard, it's finished. There's no more atonement needed. Jesus is sitting at the right hand of God the Father in the order of the priesthood of Aaron, because there's no more atonement. It's finished. On the cross, it's done. So why do we have Stephen viewing standing? Well, he's also a priest, we know from the book of Hebrews, in the order of, help me out, Marvin. Melchizedek. Melchizedek is from the story of Abraham. Abraham is coming back from a battle and has won, but it's weird. He's tired. He's a warrior. And here, unmentioned previously, until thousands of years later, he would be mentioned again in Hebrews. But we have this seemingly random priest called Melchizedek, however it's supposed to be said. He comes out and he blesses Abraham. He brings food and he brings wine and he blesses him. And Hebrews tells us that Jesus is a priest in the order of Melchizedek. And why is that? Because when his servants suffered, he's there. He's standing. He's ministering. He's serving. In the same